We now join our associate Bill Miller with Global Connections Television at UN Television Studios in New York City.
Since the melting of the Cold War, we've not heard quite as much about the proliferation of nuclear weapons. However, nuclear weapons are still a major problem affecting people all around the world. Today, our topic is looking at these nuclear weapons and what can be done to help reduce the threat and the risk to all 6.5 billion people in the world. My guest today is an expert in this area. Rhianna Tyson Kreger is a senior officer for the Global Security Institute, commonly called GSI. Before coming to the Global Security Institute, Rhianna was the project manager of the Reaching Critical Will project of the Women's International League for Peace and Freedom in the United Nations office. Rhianna, welcome to today's Global Connections program.
Thank you so much, Bill. Thank you for having me.
I appreciate you being with me. Let's talk a little bit before we get into the really heavy topic of nuclear proliferation, which is a difficult issue to deal with. Let's talk about the Global Security Institute. What exactly is it, and what are some of your major objectives?
Sure. The Global Security Institute was started in 1999 by an American senator from California, Alan Cranston, who had worked tirelessly to eliminate the threat of nuclear weapons all throughout his career. And he established GSI as a way to institutionalize his lifetime of work. After his passing, Jonathan Granoff became the president of GSI, and we have grown tremendously. We now have 4 programs, all of which seek to strengthen international cooperation as a way to promote security for the entire globe, and we have a particular focus on nuclear arms control and non-proliferation. Quickly, some of our programs include the Middle Powers Initiative, which comes out of my New York office. This focuses on the United Nations and primarily middle power countries, which we define as economically and politically significant countries which have renounced nuclear weapons for themselves. And we bring these countries together in the foreign ministries at the foreign ministry level with UN secretariat workers and non-governmental organization experts in order to formulate an agenda that the world can agree on to move this issue forward. We also focus another program on legislatures, on parliaments. We have a network called the Parliamentarians for Nuclear Non-Proliferation and Disarmament that has, I believe, 500 members in 70 countries around the world, sharing best practices, legislative actions that they have done that could be replicated in parliaments in other countries. Other programs focus on different modes of governance. We have a DC-based program which focuses on the US Congress specifically, and we have a general program on disarmament and peace education that takes in committed celebrities, experts in other issues and environmental issues, scientists, students, and world leaders, religious leaders, and we work on projects with them so that they can incorporate nuclear abolition into their own important activities.
Who are the people who are closest to the nuclear weapons that we need to be talking to at this point? Who are the people we need to bring into the discussion?
That's a very interesting question. I think part of the reason that GSI's approach to this issue is so unique and so effective is because we refuse to identify one particular party that will make or break this issue. And that's why we addressed various levels of governance. We have to be talking to our legislators around the world just as forcefully as we are talking to the leaders of our countries, as forcefully as we are trying to educate our neighbors and our families. And I think it will take this sort of movement, and this is really a movement that has been growing for a long time, in order to undertake this paradigm shift that will be necessary to step away from this burlesque understanding of security based on the potential to annihilate ourselves.
It sounds as though we need everybody involved in this conversation, and that's what you're trying to do. You're bringing in celebrities, you're bringing in parliamentarians, you're bringing in countries such as Argentina, South Africa, who have renounced the development of nuclear arms and that type of thing, to get everyone involved in the conversation. The nuclear powers and the non-nuclear powers.
Absolutely.
It's not the domain of one group. Everybody needs to be involved. It's a life-threatening topic, and we need to learn more about it, but I want to thank you so very much for a very interesting and a very informative program.
Thank you so much for having this topic and for having me on here.
Okay. I'm Bill Miller. Thank you for joining us on today's Global Connections program.
Well, that's our show for today. We hope this program has inspired you to take action in your local community to create a better world. And a reminder from everyone here at Positive Spin, you can make a difference. Go out and make some positive news.